Just bring y'all another video. Just bring y'all another video. This video just about looking at letting go like a sacred art, like the diving. You know, when people be diving, like in the Olympics, you know, they gotta let go and be loose in order to like get the best results because it's scored by how much resistance is being placed on the water. Like the less splash, the less residue of the water going up, the better your score is. So the more you let go with grace, the better life gets. You know what I'm saying? Don't let go with anger. Don't let go with resentment. Don't let go with too much sadness. Work through this energy rather than just, you know, taking it on the chin and still holding the damage from the punch. You kind of have to let go with grace. That's what I'm here to speak about because some individuals may need to hear this message. You know, you must let go with grace. You got to look at this stuff like a sport. You know what I'm saying? You got to let go and just look at it like a higher perspective, you know? You don't want to let go with baggage because you're going to have to work on that baggage, especially if you're trying to run away. Can't be running away. Can't be running away. You know, you got to let go of some things with grace. You know, for example, I used to love doing certain things, right? But I had to let it go with grace. Because when I didn't let it go with grace, I always would end up going back to those things because, you know, I didn't have a higher perspective on why I was letting it go. You know, I didn't have a higher perspective. You gotta have to like look at it like, wait, there's a reason why I'm having resistance with this issue, with this thing that I'm doing, and I just must let it go. You know what I mean? Gotta look at it like a higher perspective, because that's the only way for you to really let go of certain things. You know, you gotta have a higher perspective. If you don't have a higher perspective on why you must let certain things go in that type of format, you're gonna have a hard time letting it go because your mind is going to make excuses to keep it around. So you must look at the higher perspective and letting things go. You know, if you don't, and if you hold on to baggage, just like when the divers, like if you dive in the water off a diving board, if you don't jump in the water a certain type of way, you can break your bones. You can break all your bones in your body. So you must let go with grace. Must let go with grace. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're holding on to certain things, like just like in the water, if you have resistance in your muscles, you're going to drown. You got to be loose when you let things go. You just can't be holding on to things. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got people from your past, you know, that did certain things to you. You got to let that shit go with grace. Yeah, we got the trolls in here. We got the trolls in here, y'all. The trolls are here. I wish Aphrodite was here so she could take care of this shit, but looks like I gotta take care of these motherfuckers. But yeah, y'all must let go with grace because grace is the only way for you to like really let go of things. You know, you must do the inner work because sometimes letting go takes shadow work. You know what I'm saying? Because some things try to come back up. That's why it's an art form. You know what I mean? You must master letting things go. You got to master it. Because I'm not gonna lie, there were certain things that I had to sit with, and I had to learn how to let it go because it kept coming back. It kept coming back. So that's why you gotta like look at it like an art form. You don't just look at it like, you know, oh, it's nothing. Just stop thinking about it. No, sometimes things hold on to your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So and it can play out in the things you do, such as like excessive substance abuse, because you ain't let go of certain things. With grace, you're still holding on to it, even though it may not be in your mind, it's still in your emotions. And for the ones that's fucking with me, can you please leave a like? Can you please leave a like? Because the algorithm wants you to leave likes and shit. So if y'all could just leave a like. But yeah, you gotta let go with grace. It's an art form out here. It's an art form when you let things go. It's not about it just being out of your mind. You got to get it out of your emotions. Sometimes you got to work through them, even though it's kind of hard sometimes because it does bring up certain things you got to work on. such as the past. The past can be a motherfucker. That you can still hold on to go with grace. You got to look at it from a higher perspective. You know, if you don't sit down and see things through in that way, you're always going to have to do the shadow work to clear it out. It's always going to wear its ugly head. It's never going to be left alone. You got to face yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us got limited beliefs that we're holding on to, and it's messing us up. For the ones that sit here, can y'all please leave a like? Just leave a like for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Before you leave, nigga, you ain't gotta leave a sub, bro. Just leave a like. But gotta let these things go, yo. Just look at it like a sport. You know what I'm saying? Do the best you can to craft solutions to let things go, such as shadow work, EFTs. You know what I'm saying? Utilizing your powers to let things go, because it's not going to be easy. Just getting out of your mindset. You got to work through it, because it's always going to try to rear its ugly head, especially your past. Things you're not proud of, things that you have shame of doing. Those things will always rear its ugly head. And if you don't take care of it correctly, you're going to end up doing those things again, because that perspective of letting it go is not there. It's not clear enough. So you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You know what I mean? Because it could be something from your past that could be holding you back to your future. So you got to look at yourself. In order to really let it go, you got to look at yourself, and you got to come in a space of compassion for yourself. You got to have compassion. Because if you look at it in a different point of view, and if you be hard on yourself, you're never going to truly let it go, because you're holding on. You're holding on. You got to let it go. Got to let it go. It's more easier said than done sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But just got to let it go, yo. I don't know what you're going through from your past or from your, from the aspects of having fear, but you must let it go, because the unknown is a motherfucker, right? But sometimes you just got to let go of the things that you're used to in order to really be in the moment. In order to really change, you just got to look at it and shift it up. For example, there were just certain things I used to do in the past, like, there's a certain, how niggas turn up. Some niggas be turning up and shit. And that turning up can like fuck you up. And if you don't understand why it's gonna fuck you up and leave it alone with grace, you're always gonna end up going back to that shit. You always gonna end up going back to the point where you're gonna have to force yourself to let it go. And then it's gonna leave a lot of trauma due to the traumatic experiences of holding on to that shit. So it's an art form. It's an art form. Letting things go is an art form. You just can't let it go out of your mind. Sometimes you gotta let it go in your emotions, because it can attach to your aura and leave fragments in it to where it could be attacked. People can use it against you in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like a spiritual attack. If a motherfucker know you know what I'm saying, some of the limitations that you got, that can play that on you and keep you in that state. So it's always good for you to do the work to clear it out. It's a fucked up world out here, so you got to make sure that you're doing your part to let certain things go. And if something do pop up, you're like, wait a minute. Because sometimes, even though when you heal from it, it can wear its head just to test you and see how do you handle that situation. How do you handle those feelings? Because, things do pop up. Things do wear its ugly head, so you got to learn how to let it go with grace. You got to learn how to have compassion, even for the times where you didn't feel your best. The times that you could have did better. You got to look at it out of a higher perspective and let it go. You might cry, though. You might be angry. You might have all these emotions, but at least you're in that heart space to clear it out. Because that's where in order to really let it go, you got to go in your heart space, because that's where a lot of the things latch on to, is that heart space. Because that deals with a lot of emotions. A lot of individuals, heart chakra is closed off because they can't deal with their past. And then they hurt people. So it's an art form, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be so traumatized to where everybody you meet, they don't have a good experience with you. You know what I'm saying? So you got, and all you talk about is how people treat you like you're a victim or something. Like, let that shit go. Go do the work. Go do the work to let it go. You know, go do the work. Stop blaming outside circumstances due to why you feel that way. Yeah, it takes two to tango in a sense, but sometimes you're the one holding yourself back. It's not the individual that you encounter that with or the thing that you encountered, you know what I'm saying, due to you doing certain actions to get there. Sometimes it was you. You know what I'm saying? You led yourself to that water to drink. You know what I'm saying? You got to take accountability. You got to take accountability. That was a lesson that I had to learn. In order to really let go, you got to be accountable for your actions, no matter how crazy, no matter how, no matter how it is, because, you did put yourself there at the end of the day. You can't really put it on nobody else but yourself. That's that's the first steps to truly letting things go, is to take accountability for your actions, no matter how crazy they are. Just, that's the only way for you to really clean up, is to really look at yourself and be like, yeah, I put myself here. I did that to myself. And you start to, you start to clean it up, because you're like, wait a minute. Why am I blaming people outside of me? Because you're giving people your power. Don't do that. Learn how to let things go, yo. This ain't gonna be too long. I just wanted to make this short and sweet. Learn how to let things go. Learn how to let things go. Because we could be holding on to certain things because we don't know the outcome. And those things that you're holding on to is the same shit that's fucking you up, whether it's a situation, whether it's people, places, or things. If you don't have the higher perspective, if you're not in your heart space, if you're not learning a lesson in it, you're going to hold on to certain things because you don't have an understanding of why it happened, etc. You just don't understand. So it's good to sit in certain energy so you can better understand it and then do the work to get it out of you, But that's one of the services I believe I'm going to offer, is like healing sessions and shit. Yeah, you're going to have to do the work, but I'm going to point you to the right directions to clear it up. You know what I'm saying? It's not just going to be, it's just not going to be me doing the work for you. Because I know people do got to heal from certain things. That's just one of the services I think I'm going to offer to help the individuals that seek it. Because it's a slippery slope if you don't know how to clean things out. If you don't have the methods to really learn how to tap it out and face it and confront it, you're going to have a tough journey on this path. You're going to have a tough journey on this path if you don't know how to face those things that you're running away from. You're going to have a tough journey. But that's the key, though. You got to face it and let it go with grace. Because you got to look at it like how them individuals do the Olympics when they're diving in the water. If you don't let certain things go with grace, and if you don't jump in that water being free, bro, you can break every bone in your body. You know what I'm saying? It ain't funny, but it's the truth, fam. You can literally break every bone in your body if you jump in that water with being all tense, holding on to shit. You got to be free and loose when you jump in that water. Look at it like that. Look at it like an art form that you're just mastering. And then as you face things and let it go, you're going to have the confidence to when things do pop up, you're going to know the methods and you're going to know how to face them, to let them go. Confirmation with the drifting, double confirmation with the fucking car over there making a hell of noises. But yeah, you got to learn how to let things go, yo. Because that's the only way to evolve out here. That's the only way to, bring those things in, because you got to let those things go that's holding you back. Those limited beliefs, these individuals that you may be attached to, et cetera, et cetera. Got to do it with a higher perspective and grace and take accountability for your actions. Because at the end of the day, you put yourself there. Nobody else did but you. You dealt with that individual. You did that shit. You put that shit in your body, so take accountability for it. That's the only way to let it go. Can't be blaming it on everybody because you think you're going to hold on to it because you think they did it. Trust me, I know how this shit go. I know how this shit go. But just let it go with grace, yo. Let it go with grace. But yeah, that's your boy. That's your boy Shaman Truth. I got some shit I gotta do, yo. I might be back here later to drop this other download that I got. But if you guys want to contact me, my email is in the about section on my channel. Just go on the about section on my channel, and you're gonna see the links for my Patreon. You're gonna see the link for my if you want to send a cash donation. It's all in my about section. Just click on my channel and just go on the about. It's all there. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to check my music out, my music is E.G. Fisker on all platforms. EJJIFISKER. And my cash up is, if you want to send a cash donation, it's E.G. Fisker1. You ain't got to, though. Because, like, Great Mother take care of me, but for the ones that, you know, fuck with me, they do. Hey, I appreciate you, because it goes towards the channel anyway. It's EJJIFISKER1. Number 1. But that's your boy. I'm out. Just learn how to let go with grace. Look at it like an art form. You know what I'm saying? And you can perfect it so you don't have any baggage. That's your boy. I'm out. Peace.